DPP's recall remarks spark political tensions. The King of Night Market sparks crowds and complaints. Tainan busts largest illegal waste group in history. Crimea officials declare emergency. South Korean protesters call for Yoon's ouster. World's oldest woman dies at 116. Severe winter storm puts much of the U.S. on high alert. Unsold Christmas trees fed to Berlin zoo animals.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It's Monday, January 6th, and here are your top stories. In local news, Ke Jianming's suggestion to recall KMT leaders and 41 lawmakers has generated significant political debate. While DPP denies any concrete plans, KMT accuses the party of employing doubt tactics, using civil groups as a cover. The DPP mocks the internal discord within DPP, suggesting it reflects concerns over potential seat losses rather than gains. The popular food reality show, The King of Night Market, has brought massive crowds to Nanjicheong Night Market, a favorite among locals. However, some residents are frustrated as the ones quick to visit market now sees long lines at every stall. One local shared on Threads, the show has ruined Nanjicheong. Previously, it took less than an hour to enjoy all the food, but now it's impossible to buy more than a drink in that time. Tainan Environmental Protection Bureau, in collaboration with the police and other agencies, held a press conference yesterday, revealing a massive illegal waste operation discovered in 16 locations across Xikou, Shanghua, and Annan districts. The operation involved illegal landfills of construction waste and other discarded materials. And in global news, Russia-appointed officials in Moscow-occupied Crimea announced a regional emergency on Saturday after oil was detected on the shores of Sevastopol. Fuel oil spilled from two storm-stricken tankers nearly 3 weeks ago in the Kerch Strait, near eastern Crimea, located southwest of the peninsula. The regional governor said today a regional emergency regime has been declared in Sevastopol. Oil was found on 4 beaches in the region and was promptly eliminated by local authorities working together with volunteers.
The fuel oil continued washing up on the coastline 10 days after one tanker ran aground and the other was left damaged and adrift on December 15. More than 5,000 people are still working to clean up the spill. Over 86,000 tons of contaminated sand and soil have been removed along the region's shoreline since the initial spill. On December 23, the ministry estimated that up to 200,000 tons in total might have been contaminated with mazout, a heavy, low-quality oil product. Russian President Vladimir Putin has called the oil spill an ecological disaster. The Kerch Strait, which separates the Russia-occupied Crimean Peninsula from the Krasnodar region, is an important global shipping route, providing passage from the inland sea of Azov to the Black Sea.
Hundreds of South Koreans bundle up against freezing temperatures and snow, rallied overnight into Sunday near the residence of impeached President Yoon Suk-yeol, calling for his ouster and arrest as authorities prepare to renew their efforts to detain him over his short-lived martial law decree. On Friday, dozens of anti-corruption agency investigators and police attempted to execute a detention warrant against Yoon, but retreated from his residence in Seoul after a tense standoff with the Presidential Security Service that lasted more than 5 hours.
The one-week warrant for his detention is valid through Monday. As of Sunday afternoon, there were no immediate indications that anti-corruption authorities were prepared to send investigators back to the residence. Staff from the Presidential Security Service were seen installing barbed wire near the gate and along the hills leading up to Yoon's residence over the weekend, possibly in anticipation of another detention attempt. Last Tuesday, a Seoul court issued a warrant to detain Yoon and a separate warrant to search his residence after the embattled president repeatedly defied authorities by refusing to appear for questioning and obstructing searches of his office. However, enforcing the warrants is complicated as long as Yoon remains in his official residence.
Tomiko Ituka, a Japanese woman recognized by Guinness World Records as the world's oldest person, has died at the age of 116. Ituka passed away on December 29th at a care home in Ashiya, Hyogo Prefecture in central Japan. Known for her love of bananas and a yogurt-flavored Japanese drink called kalpis, she was born on May 23, 1908. She became the world's oldest person last year, following the death of 117-year-old Maria Breñas. When informed of her status as the oldest person on the world's supercentenarian rankings list, she simply responded, "Thank you."
When Ituka celebrated her birthday last year, she received flowers, a cake, and a card from the mayor. Born in Osaka, Ituka was a volleyball player in high school and was known for her sprightly spirit. She climbed the 3,067-meter Mount Ontake twice. She married at 20 and had 2 daughters and 2 sons. During World War II, Ituka managed the office of her husband's textile factory. After her husband passed away in 1979, she lived alone in Nara. She is survived by 1 son, 1 daughter, and 5 grandchildren. A funeral service was held with family and friends. According to the Gerontology Research Group, the world's oldest person is now 116-year-old Brazilian nun Ina Canabero Lucas, who was born 16 days after Ituka.
Tens of millions of Americans are bracing for a huge winter storm that could bring the heaviest snowfall and coldest temperatures in over a decade. The storm, which began in the central U.S., is expected to move east over the next few days. States of emergency have been declared in Kentucky and Virginia, while parts of the U.S. unaccustomed to severe cold, including Mississippi and Florida, have been warned to prepare for treacherous conditions. Forecasters attribute the extreme weather to the polar vortex, an area of cold air that circulates around the Arctic.
This could be the heaviest snowfall in over a decade. AccuWeather forecaster Dan DePodwin said, this could lead to the coldest January for the U.S. since 2011. He added that temperatures well below historical averages could linger for a week. These low temperatures are expected to affect the East Coast as the storm reaches the region by Sunday evening. In the central U.S., there will be considerable disruptions to daily life and dangerous or impossible driving conditions, along with widespread closures, through Sunday. Some areas could see at least 20.3 centimeters of snow. The NWS warned that whiteout conditions will make travel extremely hazardous, with impassable roads and a high risk of motorists becoming stranded.
For the elephants and other animals at the Berlin Zoo, it's finally time to unwrap their Christmas presents. Trees that didn't find a home this festive season were given to some of the animals on Friday in what has become an annual event. Elephants tore off branches with their trunks, lobbing them around their enclosure, or eating the greenery. The zoo accepts only fresh, unsold trees from select vendors. It doesn't accept trees from the public, as they may contain chemicals or leftover decorations.
Florian Six, the zoo's curator for mammals, said, they don't just serve as food, they are also used to keep the animals occupied. The animals can fight with them, rub themselves against them, throw themselves over them, and do various other things with these fir trees. In this way, we enrich the animals' everyday lives, which they are very happy about. While the elephants eat most of the tree, other animals take a more cautious approach. This year, the giraffes received the belated stocking fillers for the first time, suspended upside down at the height of their heads. Max enjoyed more than just a taste of the greenery, but his companion Mugambi appeared unconvinced after inspecting it.
The answer for last Friday was B, extinguish. The firefighters worked hard to extinguish the forest fire before it spread further. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into today's news. Crimea officials declare emergency. Number 1, eliminate. 消除. We need to eliminate the harmful chemicals from the water supply. Number 2, contaminate. 污染. The factory's waste has contaminated the nearby river. Number 3, shoreline. 海岸线. The government is working to protect the shoreline from erosion. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune into Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Johnny Wu, your host. I'll see you next time.